They say you need fists to knock someone out until you meet Mona Kimura. Mona Kimura steps into the ring without using her arms and still knocks out her opponents like it's nothing. Today you'll find out how a girl who fights only with her legs became a nightmare for anyone who dares to challenge her. Mona Kimura was born on April 12, 2001 in Mizuho, Hifu Prefecture, Japan. Her entry into martial arts began with something unusual. From a very young age, her parents forced her to stand on one leg for long periods of time. While other children played with toys, little Mona developed extraordinary balance and leg strength. That balance on one leg, which seems so easy in the ring, she has been training since childhood. At just 4 years old, she officially began training in karate, which laid the foundation for her characteristic fighting style. When Mona burst onto the kickboxing scene, comparisons with Chun-Li quickly followed. Chun-Li is famous for her lightning kicks, delivering multiple rapid kicks while maintaining perfect balance. Mona's style is very similar. The internet was filled with videos, and even 50 Cent shared a video joking that her fast kicks reminded him of pressing the square button in the arcade. Mona has fully embraced this comparison and has used it in interviews and on social media. And her character in the ring, she has turned a casual comparison into a true brand identity. Her legs are absolutely unpredictable. Most wrestlers throw punches with their hands. Mona throws kicks with the same speed and frequency. Her legs have become an extension of her arms. She uses her legs like a spear, keeping her distance and controlling the space. Her opponents can see the kicks coming, but they can't do anything about it. It's like fighting a human porcupine. If you get too close, she'll stick you with her quills. Imagine trying to close the distance on someone whose legs are constantly moving, ready to strike like a cobra. After her first 2 fights, many observers made a fatal assumption. She only knows how to kick, take away her legs, and she's finished. These people were about to learn a painful lesson. In her third fight, Mona showed that anyone who underestimated her was making a terrible mistake. She reads her opponents, adapts on the fly, and evolves during the fight. This is a combat intelligence quotient at an extraordinarily high level. Mona is a universal soldier. You never know what's coming. A devastating kick, a sharp jab, a powerful hook. Uncertainty is a weapon. His years of boxing are not just baggage, they're an active part of his arsenal. On November 16, 2024, Mona's professional debut against Ayo Ogawara, an experienced Japanese fighter, ready to test the rookie boxing champion. After all that's been said about her legs, Mona starts with clean jabs and agile movements, immediately playing with her opponent's mind. The first time she throws a big kick, she ends up on the canvas because Ogawara blocks it. But look at this. Mona hops on one leg so easily that it looks like she's having fun. The training from her childhood is paying off. She takes a little hit for showing off, but responds with a solid hook, proving that she's not just a kicker, but also has good hands. Ogawara goes for a clinch, but Mona pushes her, making her stumble and fall to the canvas. Gawara lands some good hooks to Mona's head, trying to establish her dominance. Mona's response is brutal, with a devastating combo to the jaw that sends Ogawara to the canvas with a bewildered look on her face. She gets up quickly, though she may have been better off staying down. Mona smells blood and throws another hook. Ogawara desperately tries to stay on her feet, but she can't, and takes Mona's right hook full on. That's it. A spectacular knockout.
ああ、そうなんですか。本当に7連覇っていう感じだったんです。印象的には。さあ来るところカウンターで。あーっと今度は右。さあ1ラウンド。
There she is, Mona, smiling. As if she had just finished a light sparring session, a new force had arrived in Japanese kickboxing. Fight 2, Chun-Li's exhibition, January 26, 2025. 2 months after her debut, Mona faces Yuka Namiki. This is where we get to enjoy the full Chun-Li experience. From the very first moment, those legs get into action. She mixes in jabs, but when the legs start flying, it's pure harassment.
とこかなと思ったんだけど、最初はですね、もう体面白くないんだと。とにかくこう蹴りをうまく散らしながら。がありつつボクシングでも実績がある。半経過しましたけれども、この木村のパンチと蹴りというのはどういうふうにご覧になってますか？
Mona throws kicks to the body, to the head, kicks everywhere. Then the classic Chun-Li style, fast kicks that seem to come out of nowhere.
前蹴りの後の際ですよね。着地した後とか、片足になってるっていうリスキーな場面で。
She uses her legs like a spear, creating an impenetrable zone. Her legs don't allow Yuka to close the distance, while Mona's head seems completely out of reach. A brilliant management of distance combined with offensive power. If her opponents manage to get past those legs, she remembers that she's a boxing champion. Precise combinations start flying, and Yuka is learning this in real time.
ぐらいの威力があるのはこの木村選手の左の攻撃ですね。
さあボディだ。そして右を返していこうというユカです。前蹴りが鋭く伸び。
One kick is particularly memorable and almost humiliating because of how natural it is, as if saying, back off, keep your distance. It feels more like training than a real fight.
やられてる時が
まとめていこうというユカです。
戸惑いますよね、ユカ選手としてはですね。お腹にも来るし、下から上に突き上げても来るし。
You can see how anger builds up on Yuka's face as she loses her composure. Exactly what you shouldn't do against someone with so much technical skill. Seconds later, her face takes heavy blows that make her head snap back.
前蹴りをね、被弾しながらもですね、決して
突き上げるような蹴りでした。身を返していこうというユカ
選手のプレッシャー。
女子のアマチュアでこれ以上ない。
ボディだ。これはノーダウン。
In the last round, Yuka tries to start strong, but she is overwhelmed by the relentless attack. Mona starts to unleash mercilessly. Total domination.
着地した後とか、片足。
突き上げるような。
Yuka somehow survives all 3 rounds, which shows her toughness.
切った後にすぐにパンチを当てれば十分倒せるタイミングがあるんで。
さあ伸びてきましたが。
でもスペシャリストですね。本当に素晴らしいですこのタイミング。
当てました。そして2つ。蹴りを当てていきました。
The result, a beautiful victory for Mona by unanimous decision. No one in that stadium had any doubt about who had won the fight. June 27th, 2025. This is the third and most recent fight of Mona against Sado Kousawa, and I have to warn you that this fight is tough, very tough. Mona immediately starts with her signature high kick. In full Chun-Li mode, she unleashes kicks on Satoko and adds sharp punches. From the very beginning, Kousawa looks completely confused. The beating continues, and Mona feels like the absolute owner of the ring. Almost all of her punches hit the mark, especially her sharp punches and hooks. Those years of boxing training show. Mona controls the situation by choosing when and where to strike. Satoko is basically a target in a shooting gallery. Her face starts to bleed. Mona increases the power. At one point, Satoko's head snaps back so violently it looks like it's about to come off. This isn't just about winning, it's about making things clear. The second round begins with a devastating jab to Osawa's head, immediately followed by a high kick that knocks Osawa down to the mat. Knockdown. We see Mona's fighting gesture again. But judging by Osawa's face, he should have stayed on the ground. Kousawa has stopped trying to defend himself properly. He falls again with his face looking like a squashed tomato. The referee takes her to the corner to clean her face and check her condition, but Kousawa is persistent. The fight resumes, but everyone knows it's only a matter of time since Satoko keeps taking serious damage. The referee shows mercy and stops the fight. Victory by technical knockout for Mona, a demonstration of just how far above her rival she currently is. This is what makes Mona fascinating. If you look at her Instagram, watch her interviews, you see her outside the ring. You would never imagine that this cheerful, smiling young woman could leave someone's face a bloody mess. A striking contrast between her personality and fighting style. She's cheerful, kind, and always smiling. But in the ring, she transforms into a precision striking machine, capable of dismantling her opponents with her hands or her legs. Mona Kimura has a bright future. Not only is she winning, but she's doing it with style, creating a unique brand and entertaining the audience. She has shown that it's not necessary to fit into a conventional mold to succeed in combat sports.